Persona 3 Reload was truly the JRPG that pretty much dominated my channel for most of 2024. So as my way of truly saying goodbye to this game, and this year in general, I'll be doing a Devil Fruit video for it. Gonna keep the rules the same like I did in my Persona 5 vid. No normies, no deities, no Velvet Room beings. Just good old-fashioned Persona users today, folks. As always, spoilers for One Piece, manga included, and Persona 3. Now, let's get those evokers out and proceed to summon our Persona! Makoto Yuki, or Minato Arisato, or Jotaro Kujo. Whoever you end up naming this guy is the main protagonist of Persona 3. Like most main characters in Persona games, he has access to the wildcard ability, meaning he can use multiple personas. When first awakening to this power, his main persona at the start of the game is Orpheus, who mainly specializes in fire magic, which technically makes Makoto a candidate for the Flame Fruit. But then I decided to take a look further into Orpheus' mythology, and he was mainly known for being a musician with his golden lyre. So good in fact that people called him the Master of Strings. With that in mind, I decided the String Fruit would be an even better option for Makoto. The String Fruit allows the user to create and manipulate strings for all sorts of things, whether it be using them as whips, shredding targets, or compressing them to make more solid constructs. These strings can also be attached to people too, forcing the target to attack their own teammates against their will, and can even be used as transportation via clouds. If that wasn't OP enough, if the user has awakened their power, they can transmute the environment itself into string for even stronger attacks. Sounds pretty broken, but this is the same guy that went toe-to-toe with death itself, and won. So I feel like it's justified. Yukari. Fuck. Okay, this one is still a pretty obvious one. Yukari is without a doubt the primary designated healer most players use. The Heal Fruit is a no-brainer for her. Even the characters in-game acknowledge how good she is at it. The Heal Fruit basically does what you think, just not in the way you'd think. Contact with the user's tears are a requirement in order for the healing to take effect, allowing the recipient to heal for most things. The user can also use a wide spread effect by spreading her tears in the form of dandelions to cover a wider radius, at the expense of a one-time only heal. Weird usage of a healing power, but considering the amount of messed up stuff Yukari's gone through, tears wouldn't be in short supply. Persona! I feel like Junpei is a more qualified candidate for the Flame Fruit. His initial persona, Hermes, specialized in fire magic just like Orpheus, but after evolving to Trismegistus, he gains a more potent fire-based theurgy that also heals him afterwards. Junpei's overall spirit is pretty fiery when you think about it, fueling his determination to jump into action, often without thinking, for better or worse. Persona! I have two Devil Fruits for Aki, the first and obvious one being the Rumble Fruit, since his persona uses lightning magic. However, Akihiko also has been obsessed with strength and becoming strong, often always training in some way or form whenever he has the opportunity. With that in mind, I thought that Tremor Fruit would also be a good pick for him, since it's the strongest Paramecia Devil Fruit in its category. With the ability to channel the vibrations of an earthquake into practically anything, I don't think there are many people who can challenge that level of strength. Persona! Mitsuru is also a no-brainer. Being the queen of ice magic, it's obvious Mitsuru gets the Ice. But she's also really proficient at inflicting ailments like Marin Karen, which causes targets to become infatuated. Sounds awfully similar to the Love Fruit, which basically does the same thing, but better, and like 100 times more stony. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I got nothing for Fuka. There isn't really a Devil Fruit that truly fits her. The best I can give her is Observation Haki, since that's like basically what she does already. Persona! Aigus gets the Arms Fruit for obvious reasons. Aigus saw herself solely as an anti-shadow weapon for most of the game, so it makes sense she'd get a fruit that basically turns her into every weapon. However, she can also get the Barrier Fruit since she's essentially the team's tank, pretty much having the highest defense stat of the group. The fruit pretty much does what the name implies, creating a nearly indestructible barrier that the user can reshape in any way. This choice leans more to Aigis' more protective side that she ends up adopting at the end of the game. Plus, she can still use the barrier for offensive purposes too, essentially having the best of both worlds.
This joke was fucking stupid.
Persona!
Ken's kinda in a similar position to Koromaru. Since his element is light, it makes sense he'd get the Lint Lint fruit. And I guess the Rumble Rumble fruit since he has a little bit of lightning magic. And if you want to argue, maybe he's also got the Heal Heal fruit, but in my personal opinion, Yukari's a better healer.
Persona!
Even though the Tremor Tremor fruit fits for Akihiko's strength fixation, Shinji is an absolute powerhouse during the very short time you have him on the team. With his overwhelming strength, it'd be criminal not to give him anything less.
Persona!
Speaking of criminals, we have Takaya, leader of the antagonistic group in the game known as Strega. I struggled to find a fruit for this man, the Dark fruit being the best I could do. His nihilistic attitude towards life made it very hard to pinpoint a fruit that truly fit him. Too bad there isn't a Death fruit. Yet.
Persona!
Unlike Takaya, I had a bit more flexibility when picking a Devil Fruit for Jin. Seeing as how he pretty much uses grenades in combat, the Bomb fruit seemed like the most obvious choice. Heck, dude straight up blows himself up by the end of the game, so why not just go full Bomberman? A more interesting choice I also thought of was the Horn fruit, which allows the user to alter the body of anyone they target through hormone injection, including themselves. The injections can have varying effects, whether it be enlarging certain body parts, boosting adrenaline for increased stamina, boosting the body's immune system for faster healing, or just straight up gender transitioning. No, I did not make that last one up. I got this idea all because Jin injects himself with steroids during a spinal boss fight. If he's allowed steroids, why not have him utilize that in combat?
Persona!
Chidori was thankfully an easy one. The most obvious choice is the Flame fruit, since she mostly utilizes fire magic during her fight and can straight up heal from it too. Speaking of healing, she also has that ability, meaning the Heal fruit is also a worthy option, especially considering that same healing ability was able to revive the dead, herself included. Last but not least is Metis, although it certainly feels like it since the best I can give her is the Strong fruit. Despite being a physical manifestation of Aigis' emotions, the only thing Metis shares with Aigis is her ability to go into Orgia mode. I guess I could just say screw it and give her the Armstrong fruit too. Aigis mainly uses bullets while Metis mainly uses an axe, but since the two are technically the same person, there's no reason not to. Well, that ends this video. And this year, assuming this gets uploaded before New Year's Eve. As always, I appreciate anyone that stuck around until the end, and maybe consider liking the video or subscribing if you're curious what else is on the channel. Just hit 400 subs a while back, which was pretty cool. Didn't think I'd make it that far. Here's hoping we hit 500 by the end of the year. Until then, I hope your New Year's went well, and I'll see y'all in 2025.